Hey everybody, day 6 of the Holy Land pilgrimage, and we are here with one of the living saints. Father Ioustinos is the man who has worked without ceasing. His life's work has been the icons that we're going to see once we get inside the church. We're here at the church that celebrates Jacob's Well, and not only Jacob's Well, but the beautiful place where Jesus had that wonderful conversation with the Samaritan woman, where he asked her to get some water, and she said, "What is a man like you, a Jewish man, asking me for water? That doesn't make sense." And as you know, this is that wonderful story where they get into a conversation. He says, "Bring me your husband," and she says, "I have no husband." He says, "You're absolutely right. You have 5 husbands." And then that leads to another conversation where she goes back into town and gets all of her friends and says, "I have met the Messiah," because he says to her he's going to give her living water. And Father Ioustinos is a man who is a testimony to the living water of Jesus Christ. He has devoted his life to this church. He has brought it back. We are in the town of Nablus, which is in some sense a kind of hard-bitten town, and he is a holy man amongst a world around him that has sometimes really struggled. He's recently had some surgery, and still looks a part of the wear of life here.
كلمة الأهلا وسهلا للجميع. لسعادة الكنيسة مفتوح لجميع 3 الأديان اللي في الدنيا.
So Father Ioustinos is welcoming all of us over here. He said the church welcomes everyone and all 3 religions.
اللي بيفوت بالاحترام تطلع بالاحترام.
Whoever come here with respect, he also leaves with his respect.
لازم التاسف هذه سقف الأرض، سقف من الأرض مقدس، دائما في مشاكل.
This is part of the Holy Land, and there's always been troubles in the Holy Land.
من فناتك.
From the fanatics.
بس الفناتك no good, no for Christian, no for Jewish, no for Muslim.
Amen. I don't need to translate.
اللي كنت على بالماء أنا بطيت طوالي وهذا شو بده فيده؟ من وين لوين لا؟
The prayers from your place.
Yeah, ما بيش Orthodox.
Orthodox, yeah. We're all one.
That's true.
Wow.
Let's follow the man in. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's follow.
Just a word about Jacob's Well. Jacob's Well plays a role in the Christian tradition, the Jewish tradition, and the Muslim tradition, and the Samaritan tradition. These traditions have it that this is where Jacob once camped basically 4,000 years ago, and where Jesus also passed through, right, holding that conversation with the Samaritan woman. That Samaritan woman eventually became known as Saint Photini in the Orthodox tradition, and Photini means person of great light. The work that Father Ioustinos did in the church is incredible. He, in some sense, was all things to all people. He was everything to that building, part architect, part builder, part money raiser, and all the part painter. In other words, he, as they say in their tradition, prayed the icons or wrote the icons. Father Ioustinos came from Greece, and he came to the Holy Land many years ago in 1960. And he came to Nablus at a very difficult time. It was during the first Intifada, and then again he was there during the second Intifada. His predecessor was stabbed to death, and his life was in danger on more than one occasion. He counts as many as 32 times. But the great love of his life is the Lord Jesus, and he loves to paint the Lord with his saints, and those are many of the icons that are all around the walls. It is truly an inspiring place, and all the more so because it's in such a hard-bitten town. It has the largest Palestinian refugee camp across the street, but when you step into the grounds of St. Photini Church, you're just transported to another world. Peace, blessings, and I hope someday you all get to visit this holy place and to see this holy man.